What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Creative Caffeine podcast. I'm your host, I'm Connor Wells. I am a photographer, videographer and podcast producer, and on each episode we chat about those kind of things, from photography, videography, podcast production and editing. The good side, the bad side, the business side, all of that sort of stuff. Today we're talking about something that I am really excited about. I love this kind of thing. I work with a lot of people who are experts in this kind of thing, and that is marketing strategies. I love the whole sort of side of marketing. Granted, I might not be the best at it, but I do find it quite enjoyable, particularly when it comes to the side of social media. So we're going to be going over some strategies, discussing, the state of marketing as it is for the photography and videography landscape. There is obviously quite a big shift that's happened in the last decade or so when it comes to marketing your photography business and your videography business. In the past, it used to just be, stick an ad in a newspaper or in a magazine, handing out flyers and stuff, real, guerrilla marketing kind of thing. But now, with the power of social media, there is so much you can do when it comes to marketing your photography and videography business that you really don't have an excuse to not market it. It's easy. Sometimes it can be difficult squeezing it into, your everyday life of running your business, but it can be done. And we're going to be talking about some ways that you can do that. So there's obviously a huge shift into digital marketing from, traditional sense marketing. Like I said, putting ads in newspapers doesn't mean it's not effective, but there are better ways to do it. And the first way you can do that is by building a strong online presence. It is vital. I mean, obviously, if you're making videos, which is digital content, if you're taking photos, digital content, unless you're solely for prints, it is important to have a professional website and portfolio. Now, I've said this before, your portfolio isn't your social media. You should have a strong website for your portfolio, wherever you shoot, whether it's weddings, whether it's portraits, whether it's boudoir. For videos, you need to have your videos on your website, from music videos, weddings, corporate ads, interview kind of spec pieces, or just like social media content. You need to have that there and on your website, because that's key. It makes you look professional. If you just send some people some unlisted videos on YouTube or Vimeo, God, do you remember Vimeo? I remember somebody told me once something. It absolutely cracked me up. Vimeo is the place where where videos go to die, and I thought, that's quite funny. I like that. And it's true. You should have your videos on YouTube, but don't send them to your clients, unlisted. You need to have a strong and professional website. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't utilize social media platforms to showcase your work. It is very important to post on social media. I'm going to say it. If you don't post, you don't get work. If you've got the permission, if you've got the opportunity, and if it fits in with your marketing strategy, you should be posting your work on social media, whether it's a set of photos from this week's shoots, or if it's a video, if you've got permission, if the client's posted it first, and you're just, if you message them and ask, do you mind if I post the video that we made together on my socials, I'm sure they'll say yes, because it helps you grow your business. If you post a video like an advert, or a testimonial, or some interviews that you've made for a company on your social media, you never know who could see that. And that might bring you more work. I'll be honest, a lot of my work comes through social media, from me posting my photos, from me posting my videos, getting tagged in my clients' posts of stuff that I've made for them. To any of my wonderful clients listening, shout out to you guys for tagging me. It just helps so much. Whenever I post my work that I've done for a client, I'll always tag them, because they can share it on their stories, on their groups, share it with their friends and all that sort of stuff. How's it going, guys? I just want to jump in here real quick and say, if you're enjoying this episode of the podcast, it would mean the absolute world to me if you could hit the follow button or hit the subscribe button, and also leave a review and comments on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. That would mean the world to me. It helps the podcast grow. It means we can get bigger guests and just absolutely crush the production value on these episodes. Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of this episode. Now, there are definitely some strategies for engaging with your followers as well and potential clients on social media. Now, a lot of mistakes that I see people make when it comes to trying to get work and marketing their business through social media is, now don't get me wrong, this can be, it can be a tactic, and that's, just spamming people with messages, just sliding into DMs. It's not the most effective. If you just message businesses in your area or people, just right off the bat saying, I want to work with you, here's some videos, let's make something, it's not always going to be the most effective thing. You should be realistically building relationships, building connections with people. You should be it's a long game, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint, and you should be building those relationships with clients with potential clients before you jump straight into, I do this, give me some money, I'll make this thing for you. No, build a relationship and figure out a relationship that benefits both parties. If you get a lot of engagement on your posts, on your work, if someone who, for example, has a business comments on some work that you've just posted and say, this looks great, don't just say, oh, book a shoot with me here, or oh, slide it, send me a DM, let's do the same for you. No, build a connection. Ask them a question. Reply back. It's a lot of back and forth, but it's very beneficial. You don't just want to jump straight into going straight into the topic of money and booking in a shoot. That's not going to be. It's not a good approach. Create valuable content that resonates with your target audience. So, if you want to do weddings, if you want to do wedding photography or wedding films, it doesn't make much sense for you to be posting some food photography that you did. It's not going to be the best approach, because you're going to be attracting the wrong audience. There is huge power in like blogging and vlogging and other content creation strategies. So if you, for example, are a photographer, why not set up your phone, another camera, and film a little behind the scenes of a shoot? You can upload that onto YouTube. You can send that out to your clients. There's multiple ways to send that out. We're going to touch on that later. But you can send that out to your clients and use that to market your business. You can show people the behind the scenes of what happens at a photo shoot with you, so that people aren't going in blind. I've got a video that goes out to my clients with email marketing. We're going to be touching on that later, because I love email marketing. But you can send that out to potential clients and show them, this is what it's like to work with me. I reckon you might enjoy it. So very, very effective way. Vlogging your journey. One thing I want to start this year is like a weekly vlog. I should be posting more on my YouTube channel. So I want to make a weekly vlog showcasing, what it's like the day-to-day of running my photography, videography and podcast production business. Because it's not always smooth sailing, but it's cool to document the process, and you can use that to market your business. But with that, leverage storytelling in your content and to connect with your clients. If you tell a story, if you tell a narrative with your content, that's going to be really, really valuable. So you need to choose as well the right social media platform for you. Now, I do post on 3 main platforms. There is a fourth, but that's really just like cross posting. That one is Facebook. But my main platform of choice is Instagram. It's Instagram. I have a love-hate relationship with it. It's tricky to get that reach sometimes, but all being honest, that's where I get most of my work, is through Instagram, posting reels, posting photos. That's really where I get most of my work, and where I put, the majority of my time into when it comes to my marketing. And it's Instagram. Again, that cross posts to my Facebook page because they're linked. I do post a lot of my YouTube shorts on to obviously YouTube. I post some photo work on YouTube. that's really just, to get those numbers up. I don't really get much work from YouTube. I think I've got about one job where I've posted some client work on YouTube with mixed in with a bit behind the scenes. Somebody somehow found it, commented underneath, they had a business, and we booked in a shoot. Again, there's TikTok. I really use that to push people to Instagram to see my photos. That's it. TikTok's really just for fun, but yeah, most of my work comes through Instagram. Now, there is a second part, but that's more offline marketing strategies, and we're going to touch on that next. But one of the things you can do is collaborate with your clients when it comes to your marketing strategies and other professionals in your industry. You can collaborate, you can make some fun content with your clients on set or, during a shoot, particularly when it comes to, like the behind the scenes. So one thing often that I'll do is I'll set my phone up on a tripod, I'll let it run, I might have myself mic'd up, and I'll just film me doing a photo shoot. I might tag the client in that, tag them as a collaborator on Instagram. It's good fun. It gets you in front of their audience, they get in front of your audience, and that benefits both parties. Of course, ask permission first. If you've got a client that you're doing a photo shoot for, they may not be the most confident on camera, they've never had a shoot before, they probably don't want, another camera being pointed at them. So if it's someone that you've worked with before, just ask them. It's worth a shot. Just be like, do you mind if I film a little bit of behind the scenes? It'll benefit me, it'll help me out, I'll tag you in it, and we'll have a good time. You can make some funny little lip syncy reels with your clients. I do that with one of my photography friends, Tiggs Rice. She was obviously a featured guest on the episodes in series 1. Whenever I shoot her Instagram reels for her, I film them and edit them, send them over, and towards the end of each shoot we always do like a funny lip syncy one together. She tags me in it or I'll tag her in it, depends where we post it, but it's always good fun. And it just towards the end of a shoot, after a long shoot, it's nice to have a little bit of fun, take a funny photo, take a selfie, make a funny Instagram reel or a TikTok. Those are all really effective marketing strategies. So we touched on it a little bit earlier, very briefly, but let's talk about, offline marketing techniques. Now, most of my marketing, again, comes from online marketing techniques like Instagram and some other things. But that's not to say that offline marketing techniques are dead in the water. What are those? So I'm talking about networking events, running workshops, and my all-time favorite, word of mouth. So much of my work, other than from Instagram, comes from word of mouth. Word of mouth is one of the best forms of marketing. And I really want to go in on it because it is so effective. It is so powerful. You could run an ad, you can do a post, but who's going to trust just seeing a random ad? If you hear, from one of your friends, I had an amazing shoot with Connor, it was great, I felt real comfortable, we got the photos back really quick and they look amazing, they're high quality, super easy to work with. That person that's getting told that is going to think, I've heard this from a friend that I trust, they're telling me in person, they're telling me over the phone, they're telling me via text. It's great marketing because those people already have an established relationship. There's already that level of trust. And if they're sharing with you that you've had a great experience shooting with you, they're likely to reach out rather than seeing an ad that, anyone can run an ad. Word of mouth is amazing. A lot of my work will come from a message from somebody saying, I hear you did a shoot with blah, blah, blah. We're looking for the same kind of thing. Or let's say literally just this week, there's a cafe that I shoot for, a little burger shop. Their owner, Hannah, recommended me to somebody, sent them a quote, we had a little chat. Word of mouth is amazing. It is so, so powerful. Networking events. I'm not the biggest fan of networking events. As a little bit of an introvert, I can't lie, I'm a little bit of an introvert. I don't really like going up to people and, selling my business. There's some networking events where everyone will go up, have like 30 seconds to do a little pitch, talk about who they are, their background, what they're working on that month, and all those sorts of things. I do prefer that. I don't mind a bit of public speaking. I'm not the most confident at it, but you know, I'm getting there. And that's the same with workshops. I've ran a couple of workshops in my area, mainly just talking about mobile photography. Not every business can afford a photographer, so running a course and selling a course about mobile photography can be really beneficial. You meet a lot of people, and sometimes they might even book a shoot with you. Maybe they want to implement a bit of their own photography, a bit of their own, you know, content creation mixed in with a bit of yours. Great tactic. You can still utilize print materials. I always have my business cards in my camera bag, particularly when I'm shooting at an event. You know, I'm on my toes. I'm making sure I don't miss a shot. You know, I might see something over there that, you know, is worth capturing. I don't often have the time to type in my Instagram or type in my website, write it down in their phone for them. So just simply handing out a business card, so beneficial. One thing I do whenever I'm shooting an event, shooting a gig, a concert, a festival, I'll often leave some business cards on the tables around, just scattered about. You know, people are going to see me at the bar. They're going to be at the bar shooting, so you know, enjoying their evening. They may see me shooting, so just leaving a few business cards scattered about. You never know who might find it, who might get in touch with you. Now let's talk about email marketing. I love email marketing. Before we actually jump into it, if you're enjoying this episode, please do hit the subscribe button. If you've got some value from it, maybe leave a little 5-star review, just a little 5-star review on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts, or if you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. That really helps as well. So let's dive into email marketing. Now, whenever people open my website, they'll be prompted with a pop-up, you know, a minute into scrolling. I don't want to bombard them immediately with a pop-up because, you know, they don't know who I am. They might be seeing my website for the first time and they're like, boom, pop-up, join my email marketing list. Not ideal. So I do it when somebody clicks on my book a session, because it with that pop-up, there's a bit of subtext, and it says, you know, sign up for exclusive deals, discounts, and all those sorts of things. You know, maybe someone's on the fence about booking a shoot with me. They might want to book it further down the line. Sign up to my email marketing list, and I might be issuing out a discount code or a Black Friday sale. They may not know about that if, you know, they've clicked on my website once, and then they may never see it again. Being on my email marketing list, they're going to get a reminder that, yeah, I'm here. I do shoots. Here's a sale as well. So build and maintain an email marketing list. One thing that I do every month, I do a monthly recap. So I highlight some of my clients, you know, some clients that I've really enjoyed working with, some projects that I'm really proud of. I will, you know, do a little blog post. It's kind of like a little blog, but it goes out to all of my clients, people who follow me from social media, maybe people who've bought my digital products like Lightroom presets. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. They're linked in the description. So building and maintaining a email marketing list, it can be long. I utilize a little bit of AI. I do my website through Wix, so they've implemented a new thing called AI, you know, magic or something, where you give it some keywords and it will write basically an email marketing campaign for you. Obviously it needs a little bit of, you know, rewording, make sure that it fits, you know, your kind of style, talking about the things that you want to talk about, but it's a great time saver. If you don't have that, it can take a bit of time, you know, crafting and putting together your email marketing, but you don't want to sound it too salesy. You know, be friendly, be open, and open up some conversations when it comes to email marketing. You know, once I've sent mine out, the next couple of days or so, I'll get some emails from clients saying, you know, for example, I'm about to send my Christmas one, you know, saying the dates that I'm going to be off. A lot of my clients will reply back saying, Happy Christmas, great to work with you. That happened last year. You know, see you in 2023, and hopefully this year, see you in 2024. That would be fab. You love to see that. So yeah, craft compelling newsletters and updates for clients. For me, most of my email marketing is for monthly recap and any discounts and sales, any new packages and services that I offer. But also I might share some fun stuff. You know, if there's a video or a photo set that I'm really proud of, it's not something that I've done before, I'll highlight it and send it out to all my clients and all of my followers on my email marketing list. The last thing that we're going to touch on is paid advertising. Now, I'll be honest, I don't really run many ads. Last year I ran a Black Friday ad. That was very successful. I got quite a few new bookings from that, from new people, you know, in and around the area that I typically target when it comes to my ads, you know. And they're good fun. It's good to see you reach new people, but it's not something that I run on a regular basis, just because there's a lot of concentration on ROI, return on investment. I would rather reinvest into my business with, you know, buying new camera gear, upgrading, you know, software and hardware that I use to do the day-to-day when it comes to my job. So you can explore paid advertising options, you know, running an Instagram ad. I believe YouTube have got some advertising things as well. Obviously, YouTube Partner Program, you can advertise on YouTube. There's Facebook ads as well. I used to run a lot of Facebook ads back in the day, but since Facebook is a little bit more pay to play, it's quite a, you know, saturated market. So when it comes to running an ad, I'll run it on Instagram. This year, I may start looking at Google ads because I'm trying to push my clients to give me reviews on Google, because, you know, that's always helpful. Biggest search engine in the world, you may as well optimize it. And another little tip as well, going all the way back to step one, is make sure your website is SEO optimized. I'm going to be hopefully working with someone this year to, you know, optimize the SEO of my website a little bit more. As soon as you type in my name or photographer, Hertfordshire, the area that I work in, my name does come up, you know, pretty high on the search, but I'd like it to be up on the top, you know. You always can strive for that. When it comes to your ad, make sure you're targeting the right audience. A lot of people will set their targeting to age 16 to 65. You're targeting everyone. If you target everyone, you're getting no one. Stick to the niche and type of people that you want. So, for example, if you're a boudoir photographer, there's not real much point targeting males, because it's not very common for a male to do a boudoir shoot. So you want to be targeting women. If you have a certain age bracket, you know, make sure you're targeting that. If you're based in London, you ain't really going to be wanting to be targeting people all the way at the top of the country in Scotland. So really make sure that you've got the target demographic in mind when it comes to structuring your ad. Like I said, I'm not the best when it comes to running ads, because I've never felt like I've needed to. I've never felt like I've really needed to push for ads because I feel like I have got a shortage of work. I've never really ran into that issue. I've never had a shortage of work. I'm very lucky and very fortunate that I've got, you know, a regular client base that I'm working with, and also enjoy working with me. So I don't really run many ads. The only ads that I've ran is around Black Friday. That's about it. So that's everything I've got to talk about today when it comes to marketing your photography and videography business. Again, it can be time consuming, but if you set out a structure, if you set up a plan and really dive into, you know, the audience that you want to target, the people that you want to work with, coming up with a real, you know, in-depth marketing strategy and the content that you want to make, the stuff you want to be posting on social media, it is so powerful. It is so powerful. Like I said, I'd say 75% of my work comes through Instagram and social media. The other part is word of mouth, because I've built up trust with my clients and I've built up a good reputation with my clients. And you need to do that. It's all about relationships. Don't be too salesy. Find the strategy that works for you. For me, it's posting on Instagram, posting my work, posting behind the scenes stuff as well, and then delivering that good client experience that they're going to want to tell their friends about. Like I say, word of mouth is so powerful. So thank you very much for tuning into this week's episode. We'll be back next week with another episode. If you enjoyed, make sure you follow the pod on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and also you can watch the shorts, clips, and full episodes in video format on Spotify and on YouTube as well. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of the week. Keep creating, and let me know in the comments below any topics you'd like me to talk about, and any guests that you'd like to see on the podcast as well. Have a good one, guys. and I'll see you in a bit.